The OG is
Nice.
in the house. Eric Weber. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So honored. Mr. Weber, I read your book, How to Pick Up Girls, in the late 70s. You interviewed the fabulous, was it 52? How many women?
I think it was originally 25. The numbers reversed,
Yeah,
not 52, 25. Yeah.
yeah, I remember the fabulous 52. It's an honor to meet you, sir. You are the Stan Lee of pickup. You are the guru of gurus.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what to say.
Well,
Welcome to
welcome to
the
the dating coach panel. Where are you calling in from and how old are you?
I'm 82 and I'm calling from the Hamptons in,
Nice.
at the end of Long Island.
Cool. Beautiful. Well, I got a few questions for you specifically. Thanks for coming along. Eric, do you have a message for Eric von Markovic, Mystery, one of the famous pickup artists?
Do I have a message? Well,
Yeah.
on what subject? How to pick up women, or how to how to relate to women?
Just anything in general. I have Mystery on the channel all the time. So if you got something to say to him, we can just this is being recorded, so I can just send that over to him
Okay.
if there's any message for him or Neil Strauss that you want to say.
Neil Strauss. Neil Strauss made me look bad, and he interviewed me years ago.
Oh,
Um, in the early 2000s, I was editing my film Second Best, starring Joe Pantoliano, and Neil interviewed me and said my shirt was buttoned up too high, that I kind of looked like a dork.
He said that I had greasy, pockmarked skin. He's a Shonda and a Putz. I know you're in the tribe, so you understand what a Shonda is.
I do indeed, yes.
He's a Shonda.
Anyway,
well,
my son is friendly with him, and says he's a pretty good guy. So I don't want to ride too hard on Neil.
alrighty, cool. Well, yeah, you started, well, just to go through your history briefly, you're responsible for guys watching, for a book called How to Pick Up Girls. And you also produced a TV show called, or a series called Wing Dad. Can you
Yes,
tell us a
yeah,
bit about those things?
sure. Um, how to pick up girls was a sheer kind of accident. My first job out of college was writing direct mail letters to for how-to books, how to be a super salesman, how to build a better garage, things like that. And I was a literature major, and I had never heard of a how-to book, and I found them kind of absurd. Anyway, a couple of months later, I get a job in New York City at a big ad agency on Fifth Avenue. And I see the most incredibly attractive women walking up and down the avenue. It's spring, short skirts. The mini skirt has just hit. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how do you meet these girls? And I thought, well, I don't know how, but I know there's such a thing as a how to book now. I'll write a book called How to Pick Up Girls. And I thought the premise would be that I would interview 25 women. I worked in a big ad agency with lots of good looking, interesting women. And I said, I'd interview them and I'd ask them straight out, how does a guy pick you up? And so I did 25 interviews, and certain themes emerged in the interviews, like they like it when a guy has courage enough to approach them, not in a douchebaggy way, but in a sincere way or a slightly interesting way. They liked a guy to be neat and clean. Um, they liked a guy who was kind, not too much of a wise guy. I took all those answers and I compiled them into the book, How to Pick Up Girls. I found a literary agent. He said, "Oh, that's great. I'd love to represent that. We can sell it easily." He brought it to every major publisher in New York, and they all rejected it. They said, this is the mid 60s. The sexual revolution is here. The pill is here. Guys don't need that book. I knew that was bullshit. But anyway, so I'm sitting with this book, unpublished. I'd worked thousands of hours on it. I thought it was pretty good. And I was lying on my shrink's couch complaining about life. I didn't have enough money. I was married. My wife was pregnant with our first kid. Nobody would publish my book. This guy was a strict Freudian who never said anything, but he piped up and he said, you wrote that book. Why don't you run a mail order ad for it? So I thought, what a great idea. I bought a third of the page in Penthouse with my life savings. I had $1,000 in the bank. My kid was about to be born. Ran the ad, didn't have the book, just had the manuscript. And thousands of orders came in with checks and money orders and cash. Tens of thousands of dollars. I took the money, ran out and found a publisher, somebody who put my book together, got all the books in mail, and all of a sudden I was in business with the book, How to Pick Up Girls. Changed my life.
Wow. Absolutely incredible. Russ has a similar thing. You got a response to that, Russ?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I wrote my first book, How to Get the Women You Desire into Bed. I had one good copy, one leather-bound, gold-lettered copy that I would take on all the TV chat shows, and I would beg the producer to remember to give it back to me because that's all I had. And then I printed books up in between two pieces of cardboard, and my mother would sit at the kitchen table and just staple them together. I took all the money I had and I put an ad in Radio TV Interview Report, which was the Bible at the time of all the radio and TV chat shows, talk shows. And talk shows all the way into the mid 90s. One of the reels has gone viral of me in 1992, but you were an inspiration for me. You probably know who Melvin Powers was.
I don't.
Oh, he was the guy, he was the big mail order, teaching people how to sell books through mail order. He was the guy I learned from, but sei gesund.
Thank you. To you as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did a whole bunch of books like that. How to Talk to Women, 100 Best Opening Lines. And then it kind of ran out of gas, and I decided to make movies then. And that's what I've been doing since 1996, for the last 30 years.
Wasn't there a movie of your book?
Yes, there was a made-for-TV movie that ran on ABC. It was the ABC movie of the week in 1978. I sold the rights. You remember the comedian Alan King?
Of course.
He and his partner, Rupert Hitzig, bought the rights from me and sold it to ABC and, made a pretty good movie, I thought. Cute movie.
Interesting. Is it related to there was one from the 1980s with Robert Downey Jr. and I can't remember the actress.
That was called Pickup Artist. That was called The Pickup Artist.
Yeah. No, that wasn't. I had nothing to do with that one.
Okay, I see. Alrighty. That's super interesting stuff.